Welcome, Divya. Thank you so much for taking out the time and talking to us.
Thank you so much, Tulika, for having me here. I think you're doing a great job by connecting all women together, and the stories are really heartening and inspiring. So it's my pleasure to be here today with you.
Great, Divya. Thank you so much for your kind words. It's really kind of you. So, Divya, as part of your book, Purna, the Complete Parent, you're calling out for parents to be aware, accept,
Mhm.
redefine, and feel complete as a parent. And in order to
Yes.
achieve that, you're actually sharing your own personal story as well as the stories of some of the parents who've been in different scenarios and situations. Tell me, how did you lead to take up this cause?
So I think it all started with my own journey. So as a single parent, I encountered various challenging situations. Sometimes it could be mundane things which all parents encounter. It could be something specific to single parents. And I reached out. I seeked for guidance. I reached out to my friends and family. I seeked out to educators. I seeked out to psychologists, and I received help and guidance. Right. And I thought, why not put this together so that other parents can also benefit from it? So
Right.
whenever you will attend a parenting session, it's house full. And the problems which we all face are common, right? We're all struggling with the same issues. We have the same questions: how to balance work and life, how to help children be resilient, so on and so forth. So I thought, why not, put this and share with other parents? And my intent is actually to build a community where parents can interact with each other, share their own experiences and stories. So that's what led to the book.
That's amazing. No, you rightly said. I think, me and my husband, we strongly feel, and especially once we became parents, that this is the single toughest job that God puts us through. And there is absolutely no course, no training that either one of us goes through. We're all trying to do our best. Yes, we're learning from each other's experiences, but like you said, it's not really documented so much anywhere for us to
Correct.
access and take advantage of. So I think that that's amazing that you're putting it all together for all of us.
Yeah, and I would just like to add that it is the toughest and the most fulfilling responsibility which God gives you, right? So, I
Indeed.
mean, it's a roller coaster ride, but it is filled with so much love and energy that you enjoy every bit of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. But tell me something, Divya. As a society, sometimes I feel that we tend to save our kids and our family from anything which is slightly not normal. Uh, Away from the social norms, even when the causes that have led to those situations are fairly natural, be it losing a partner or separation or adoption. Uh, how do you make sure, how can we make sure our next generation is a little more aware and is able to accept that social diversity?
That's a very interesting question, Tulika. So I think a natural instinct of a parent is to shield, is to protect, right? And that's the first thing we run to do, right? But then I think with experience and, research has also proven that communication is the best way to deal with any situation, right? And also the recent, events which we have seen in our lives, the COVID-19 situation, where we were all stuck with uncertainty. It was a time which we had never thought or heard of, right? So, what was the best way to deal with such situations? It is to communicate. So, I was talking to one of my friend who's also a doctor, and she says that giving age appropriate information to children is very important. So that way, one is they are more prepared to handle the situation, and second is they become a part of your journey. So,
Right.
as a parent, if you're not telling your child what the situation is and you're trying to protect, so you're going through two burdens. One is through the journey itself, and the second is shielding your child. But when you communicate with your child and make them a part of your journey, you will be surprised by the support and resilience they show. So I remember my son when he was 4 years old, he told me that, Mama, when there's one member missing in the family, the others step in to fill that gap. And I was just taken aback. It was a 4-year child. He wouldn't have said it in the words which I'm using, but this is the, this is the message he tried to put forward. So it is actually gives you more power. Uh, and there's so many instances of it, right? I was recently, interacting with some parents, and one of the mothers, she shared that she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And initially, her reaction was not to tell her daughters, like her daughter, she has two daughters, one is 11 and one is 5. So initial reaction was to protect them. But
Yeah.
however, she couldn't do that because of, you also, it shows on your appearance as well, right? So at the point of time, she had to decide to tell them. And then she realized that when she could talk to them about it, it was much more easier for them. She could feel the strength they added to her journey. And, they became more resilient, to face such situations in life. And they also then realized that life is not a picture perfect, right? There's so many ups and downs. And I think that is what makes them resilient. The other thing, which was very surprising to me and also very revealing, is that today we are living in a global village, right? Everything is virtual, and the children nowadays are privy to so many, series across the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
The children who are seeing this, in some societies or in some cultures, um, you know, single parenting or adoptions are more common than others, right? And when children see these series, and see such things around them, they start thinking that it is the new normal. So what you said, right, that anything which is away from the normal. So we as a society have to constantly decide that what is the new normal.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we as the parents first need to accept, and that's when we'll be able to have that healthy dialogue. Like you said, it has to be a healthy, age appropriate dialogue at every stage.
Correct. Yeah. And these questions and curiosity keeps evolving with time. So it is not that you have answered and they are gone. They come back, with more curious questions and, with more, sometimes with more in-depth questions, which probably you don't have answers to. So, I would really recommend that, taking guidance, on how to answer the child and what to answer the child is really important, and also to delineate facts with emotions. You should not let your emotions influence the child.
Hmm. But that makes me think that, Divya, and during your research, did you think that, our schools in today's time and age, are they equipped, are they being able to help our parents as well as the kids understand this new balance a little better?
I think schools are doing a fantastic job, Talika. So, I myself reached out to the principal of Future Kids, where my son is going, Mrs. Shelja Rao, and she guided me, that how I can talk to Advika about it. She provided that support in school environment, and she guided me that what I could do to handle this at home. I spoke to his class teacher to understand, what were the emotions he was going through when the chapter of family was being discussed. And they partnered so well with me and guided me through it. So, having said that, what I would like to bring out is that, the educational system as such to evolve. And when I say that, it will go hand in hand with the society, right? When we adjust a new normal, the educational system will start reflecting it. So the textbook, when we have, so all of us had this chapter in my family, right? Where it was mother, father, brother, and sister. So that is the definition of a family.
Yeah.
And when one of those is missing, we feel that it is not normal, correct?
Yeah.
So, when we as a society start accepting that that is, not the only definition of a family, that's when our educational system will also evolve and start reflecting this. And there are many more things. For example, we have a Father's Day and a Mother's Day being celebrated. So can we just have a parent day,
Yeah.
Father Day and a Mother Day?
Yeah.
Full forms which ask for, mother and father. Can they just ask for a mother or father? So these are the small changes which as a society and as a system which we need to bring about. But otherwise, I think the schools and the teachers are really very sensitive, at least those whom I have interacted with and are helping children.
Right. No, that's. I think I agree with you that the overall education system is evolving, like you said. I think they are accepting more diverse social diversities, which are a reality of life at this point in time. probably were always there, but I think they're more streamlined and they're more right in front of us now, for the education system and for us to accept and
Yeah.
to get evolved and involved with. So I think, yeah, you're right. But that actually makes me think of one more thing, and I really want to kind of flip the coin on this one. Uh, that sometimes our own friends and families find it difficult to handle a situation or a question, to how to handle, what to say, what not to say. And it's not because they don't want to, but like you said, we guys, there is a set concept of family that was taught to us or has been taught to us historically, and somewhere in our mind I think we are all stuck up in that era. And there has not been that training of how do you embrace change and how do you naturally handle the situation. So one, I mean, basis your interaction with so many parents and your own research, what are some of your observations, what are some of the advice that you would give to these friends and families to how they can manage and how can they handle these difficult questions?
So I think that really this question, takes me back to a point in time where my friends really approached me, where they said that, what should we answer, to our children, and how should we handle this, because none of us were equipped to handle the questions, right,
Right.
which came out from the young minds, right? And it comes from a place of innocence,
Yeah.
right? It's not really questioning, but really innocence. So I think, as a society, we need to be more aware of such things happen, and really understand the situation. So for example, I'll give you, in my case, it was, the empathy was there, but I think the empowerment needed to come, right? So parents and families were very empathetic. Oh, this is there, oh, this is there, but that's not what a child needs. The child needs to feel empowered about his own identity, his own family, and he should be able to talk about that as a matter of fact, than being emotional that he or she is missing out on something. So I think, helping the child feel empowered, and talking it as a way of life, as a matter of fact, I think that really helps. Because if we ourselves pity families which are have a different family, then the children would do the same, right? But
Yeah.
if we take it as a matter of fact that these are different kinds of families and it's pretty
Yeah.
normal, children also feel that. So I think, I feel that there's a lot of empathy in the society, but we need to move to an empowering society than empathetic. And we also need to really understand and help our children understand, what a family is. So I remember conducting a painting competition in my society where I asked children to draw and paint what a family means to them. And some of them definitely had the normal structure, but some of them drew something very beautiful. They drew different shades of colors, and they just said, "This is my family." A girl, drew herself in a cage, and the cage was fallen in the ocean, and she said that, without the family, you are so alone. So, and one of my friends who kind of illustrated in my book for the chapter on the family redefined, she doodled so many family structures, right? A child with a pet, with a grandparent, with a mother or a father, or with sisters and siblings. So I think it is just that awareness. So, as we need to be more aware and more accepting that this is the new normal.
That's really amazing. I mean, I would a small. How old was this girl who drew the cage in the water?
Yeah, I think it was, children between 6 to 10 had participated. So I don't exactly remember, but yes, in that age bracket. Yeah.
Wow, it's unbelievable sometimes that how kids can actually absorb and actually reproduce and showcase and express themselves in the most unexpected way.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, and they actually make us think and reflect, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So Divya, I have to ask you, once you started researching for the book, uh, were the parents open and forthcoming to share their stories and their intimate issues and the scenarios that they went through? But they can be quite, you know, taxing to kind of relive and to narrate.
So yeah, Tilika, so just one thing I would like to mention over here that I conducted workshops with all sorts of parents because the book is kind of intended for all the parents and not specifically for single parents, right? Because I feel, as I had mentioned earlier, that as a society we need to evolve, and a lot of issues which are faced are normal, right?
Exactly.
So the workshops were also had a mix of an audience, and I felt that people were open to share, right? And I feel sharing is cathartic. It really actually helps you heal from within, and only then you're able to narrate your experience, right?
Right.
So that's what I strongly believe, and that's what I felt. So parents were very open to sharing what they have been through, and everybody could relate because it was not coming from a just right textbook that do this or do that. It was coming from real life experiences, and other parents could also relate to what had happened.
No, no, I agree with you. I think stories is the best way of reaching out and actually absorbing that out. And like you said, the real life stories which are away from the textbook, they kind of touch your heart much faster, help you learn much faster.
And I'm sure you'll vouch for it. This is something
I
which you
totally
stand for.
No, no, I'm a firm believer. I think if you want somebody to understand, story is definitely the best way of going about it. Clearly, our mythology is all about stories, so there is history to follow on that. Great. So, one piece of advice that you would give to parents who are, either struggling with a partner's loss, or is having difficulty managing kids and explaining the situation, um, of how to handle the loss.
I think, one advice which I also learned on the way, and this is what I would like to share, is that, when you get onto a flight, they say that they give safety instructions, right? And one of it is that wear the safety mask first and then help, your child or anybody sitting next to you. However, in real life, we do the reverse, right? When we are faced with a loss or a tough situation, we first shield our, family, a child, and on the way, we actually forget to take care of ourselves, right? And we start living life as a responsibility. So I would like, to remind all the parents to take time to heal yourself, to love yourself, and to be happy yourself first. So I think it is very, very important, to be happy because, you can only pour from a glass full and not from a glass half.
Yeah.
And children are always mirroring you, they are very, very susceptible to what you are going through. So when they see you sad, when they see you exhausted, they feel sad, and you don't want your child to be sad, right? You want them to be happy. So, and it is not, it's not a magic stick that, hey, today I'm going to be happy, right? It takes efforts. It takes effort to heal yourself. It takes effort to do activities which you love. It takes courage to say that, hey, I'm not feeling okay today. I just want to be with myself, right? So, just so that's why I say that accept yourself, as you are, how you are, and then redefine that which is the path you want to go, and love yourself, and just be happy. Life is so beautiful that I'm sure, though there are many hardships, God will shower you with, a lot of love and surprises as you go through.
And that's so beautifully said, Divya. I think this is amazing. I think we all need to remember all our blessings. Yes, there are hardships, but there are blessings along with it. So, Divya, towards the end, I have to ask, Purna, the Complete Parents. That's the name of your book. How did you come up
Yes.
with that name?
Okay. So I think, like I started from a space of, worrying that who will fill the space of the other parent for my child, right? And then I started on my journey to feel complete as a parent, right? Not as a mother or a father, but to feel complete as a parent. And then, I came across the shloka, Punamidam, which I chanted, and it really helped me, evoke that completeness in myself. And of course, a lot of life experiences, and it still continues to be my journey to feel complete within myself. But that's what I feel, that every human being can live the life he or she desires to. You just need to draw on your inner strength and feel complete within yourself, and you know you'll find abundance of love and energy within yourself.
That's amazing. That's beautifully said, Divya. I hope all our listeners are listening to your golden words and they actually get a copy of the book to understand how each one of us is facing similar issues. But like you said, we have to work, make it work, and we can make it work.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Divika. I
Thank you,
mean,
Divya.
it was great being here, and yes, I must say you have a wonderful smile.
Oh,
That
thank you
kind
so
of
much. Appreciate it.
brings so much energy, to the whole thing. And I really hope that you continue to smile and spread the sunshine that you have.
Thank you so much, Divya. It was a pleasure having you over. Thank you so very much.
All the best. Bye bye.
Bye.